Glad it's great, man. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I could see a lot of you joining us here. So, good evening, all of you, and welcome to another very informative session on Shiksha. I'm Bhagyashri Gupta, your moderator for this session. And let me first begin with the topic for this particular webinar that we are organizing today. So, as we know, the GATE results are out, right? And I could see a lot of congratulatory and success posts everywhere. So I like to congratulate everyone, firstly, who all have qualified with very good results. And now I would like to invite and introduce our panelists, two of you who are here, who are joining here for this session. So Shailesh Jaiswal and Dipanshu Goel, welcome to Shiksha's webinar. Thank you so much for joining us here. And I'll just straightforward come to you, and I would love if you would introduce yourself and please tell us about your GATE experience. So Shailesh, starting with you, kindly introduce yourselves to everyone.
Thank you very much for inviting in this webinar, ma'am. I'm sure it will be helpful for everyone. And thank you for holding this. So my name is Shailesh Jaiswal. I'm currently a Master's of Arts in Psychology student. I'm specializing in organizational behavior, currently studying at Delhi University. I completed my Bachelor's of Science in Clinical Psychology from Amity University, Haryana. And my interests are research. And I'm currently working as a researcher at a firm. My GATE experience, I appeared for GATE in 2021, wherein I secured AIR 100. And I'm really excited to share regarding the discussion points today, which will be around why you should appear in GATE, what are the benefits, what are the specific benefits, why you should appear for GATE, etc. I think that's it.
Right. Thank you so much, Shailesh, for that. Coming to Dipanshu, the same question I would extend to you. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, first of all, good evening, everyone. So my full name is Dipanshu Goel, and I applied in the GATE examination last year, that is GATE 2021, and I got All India rank 139 in that. And coming to my story, last year I was in the third year, and presently I'm in the final year. So I'm currently in a situation where you all are, and I'm also looking for different colleges. And I've been doing my research for the last 2 years, so I know a lot about this, and I feel honored that I will be guiding you all out in this thing, and also about why GATE and how you can plan for GATE. I've been helping out students for the last 1 year, so I feel I can, if I can help you out for the further this, and then I will feel thankful for you. Thankful to you all.
Right. Thank you so much, both of you, for that brief introduction. And straight away, let's just start off the webinar. Like recently, both of you know that the GATE results were announced, and a lot of students I could see, on LinkedIn and everywhere on social media, there were a lot of congratulatory messages and posts. And I mean, largely of them have fared really well in 2022, and now looking ahead. So just starting off with a very basic question, what exactly is the procedure of GATE? Like once you sit for your exams, when you qualify for GATE, what next? Dipanshu, if you would like to start on that.
Yes. तो अगर हमारा गेट एग्जामिनेशन हुआ, जैसे अभी लास्ट गेट एग्जामिनेशन का रिजल्ट आया है, तो उसके बाद से सबसे पहले जो प्रोसीजर होता है वो होता है कोप के पोर्टल पे आप लोगों को रजिस्ट्रेशन करना होता है अगर आप किसी भी IITs या फिर NITs के लिए अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं. ओके, तो क्योंकि ऐसा इसलिए कि अगर आप जितने भी IITs के जैसे फॉर्म ओपन हो चुके हैं, तो अगर आपको वहाँ पे अप्लाई करना है तो वो आप लोगों से कोप की रजिस्ट्रेशन ID मांगेंगे, ताकि जितने भी आपके IIT से ऑफर आप लोगों को आते हैं तो वो आपके कोप के पोर्टल पे आप लोगों को शो करेंगे. एंड उससे अलग ये होता है कि अगर आप लोग PSUs के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो उन लोगों की अपनी अलग एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म निकलता है, जो कि फरवरी से स्टार्ट हो गया था काफी PSUs का, एंड अभी तक ऑनगोइंग है काफी PSUs का, तो आप वहाँ पे भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. एंड जिन लोगों के पेंडिंग एग्जामिनेशन होते हैं बाद के, तो वो लोग उसकी तैयारी कर रहे हैं. तो ये 2-3 चीजें हैं जो उससे अलग चल रही हैं. तो ये प्रोसीजर है जो एग्जैक्टली गेट के बाद आप लोगों को करना होता है, कि पहले फॉर्म फिलिंग एंड अपना एक CV तैयार की किस तरीके से आप अप्लाई करने जा रहे हैं, किस कॉलेज में, किस ब्रांच में.
Right. Thank you, Dipanshu, for that answer. Coming to Shailesh, Shailesh, both of you had the same year of GATE, that is 2021. So after you have qualified for GATE, how was your overall experience? What all did you do to get into a college, or you went to opt something else? What all you did?
Okay, I think I would like to give an introduction to psychology or humanities, the newly introduced subjects in 2021. Primarily, the last year humanities subjects were included in GATE exam. These subjects were economics, English, linguistics, philosophy, psychology, and sociology. Now, many students were confused last year regarding GATE exam, as earlier the exam was held for engineering and pure sciences subjects only, and which has a pretty dominant scope in that is how we know GATE exam for engineering students. Now, there are several benefits of taking GATE exam primarily in psychology, which I'll talk about the practicalities after this. Now, the benefits which has been reported in several articles as well as IITs are that GATE will be used for PhD in psychology. So it will be used for admission in PhD, IITs, NITs, ISC, and other national institutions. Since psychology is present in almost all IITs, qualifying GATE can help you in getting admission in category institutions. And soon, other universities will also accept GATE scores for securing admission in PhD. The second thing GATE can be used for is for fellowships. Now, we all know that IITs tend to offer fellowships, especially to research scholars. GATE scores can be used to receive institutional fellowship or stipend. This is actually very good news for people who have crossed age limit of age 30, because net JRF can only be age limit is 30 and 33 for some other category students. Since with plain net they wouldn't be able to get any fellowship during their PhD, but fortunately GATE has no upper age limit, so students of any age can qualify the exam and receive institutional fellowship at IITs and other institutions. GATE, as I've been seeing, I've been following posts related to GATE since past year, and I've seen many posts, especially the recent one being, I think it was posted 3-4 months ago from DRDO, that they will be taking in or recruiting candidates with GATE score along with net JRF. And there have been many articles stating that net JRF may not be also used in coming years because of certain issues with net JRF. One of the issues being that GATE score is renewed every 3 years, right? So candidates tend to be updated with the current state. And the fourth thing is GATE is also valid abroad. Now, they're not specifically universities offering many courses, especially for GATE psychology or humanities for that matter. But as far as my circle is concerned, I was recently speaking to AIR1 holder of last year 21. They received a call from IIT Kanpur, I believe, and IIT Kanpur only has, I believe, 1 or 2 seats for PhD psychology. So only, I think, they called very, very limited people. I remember I am also friends with people who got AIR 6 and 7. They did not receive any such call. So the number of people getting calls is maybe very, very low, but also maybe factor that number of people in psychology and number of seats in psychology are very, very low. And finally, I believe one of the best reasons why you should appear for GATE exam is for yourself, because it can help you in boosting your confidence. It's a national level exam, and you can proudly say that you qualified GATE exam. So I think it will tremendously help you in increasing your chances in getting a job later on. So regarding the practicalities of all of this, I have been following, as I said, there's PSUs tending to open to receiving GATE scores as a form of recruitment. I've also observed several private companies taking GATE score into consideration along with net JRF scores. Now, this is certainly a welcome change as of right now, but I would say that you're not going to be showered with opportunities after you qualify GATE, especially only in, I think, humanities, because this was the second year GATE exam was introduced for humanities.
Right. I think that really well explains a lot of about this new subject that has been introduced. All right. So coming to you, Dipanshu, what was your specialization for GATE, and Do you think that what exactly are the important, or I would say the popular topics for GATE that students really opt for? Like Shailesh opted for psychology. That was something very new and that was introduced a year before. So what, according to you, do you see like these are the most popular ones and students mostly opt for these subjects?
Yes, I would like to point out here that like I gave GATE examination from electronics and communication engineering. So most of the students from electrical, electronics, and instrumentation, they try to opt for VLSI, communication, radio communication, optical fiber. So these are some 4 major branches that students want to get in different IITs. And VLSI is the most demanded in all of these things. So this is for electrical, EC, and IN. And coming to mechanical, chemical, and all these things, mechanical chemical students also go into their core branches, which is also now they're getting branches in ML also. So ML has been increasing in India, and they are getting branches there as well. And also they a kind of shift to CS also. I was looking at the IIT Madras brochure yesterday, and I found out that they are inviting application for CSC from mechanical branch as well. So this will be a branch that I think it will gain candidates from the different branches this year as well. So these are some hot branches that students want to join in. So this is most famous one, as Shailesh mentioned, that psychology used one very different branch, and I think it's more interesting. If its interest is lies in that branch, then I think it looks more interesting to me. And students should look after all these branches because there's a lot of scope in all these branches as welcome as the future, as everything grows up. So,
and let's just quickly take some questions, that I could see here from students. Okay, so I see a question from Kandanelli, Ravinder Reddy, if I'm pronouncing it the right way. So his GATE score is 648, AIR 934. So he wants to know which IIT I will get admission, and CSE is his department. So Dipanshu, if you would like to help him out with that.
yeah, I would like to mention one thing that I've observed this year is that the GATE rank versus score has gone down. I don't know what the exact reason behind that is, but I've seen and I've talked to many students, and they have told me that the score has got down, but the rank has improved. So I would suggest him that apply for all the IITs, top IITs. It is difficult that you get a call from IIT Bombay or IIT Kharagpur or something like that, but I think you have a pretty good chance at IIT Madras, IIT Roorkee, and maybe IIT Kanpur. So please apply to those colleges, and you might get a call from there.
Right. Thank you for that answer. Okay, I'll just take another question that I could see here in my Q&A section. And Shailesh, I would love if you would answer this for this student. Okay, so which IITs are going to conduct interview this year for MTech, and how can we prepare for that? So Shailesh, your turn.
I'm sorry, I do not have any information on IITs offering technical courses. I am only aware of psychology or humanities related subjects.
All right. Dipanshu, would you like to help this out?
Yes. I would like to mention that first of all, we have the ISC Bangalore, which I think it's one of the most top institute of India, and they organize interviews every year. And what I've heard is their interviews mostly based on the technical background. And other than that, we have IIT Bombay, IIT Madras. Most of the institute organize interviews, and they have different programs. Like I know that IIT Bombay, we have 2 programs. That is, one is TA and another one is RA. So in TA, they don't have interviews, but in RA, they have interviews. Okay, so you have to prepare for that. And coming to the preparation for the interviews, I would suggest that go thoroughly into your subjects that you studied in your for the GATE examination, and also prepare some HR questions, because that's very normal if you go into an interview. So prepare any HR questions like why you want to join IIT Bombay, tell me something about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses. These are some basic questions. And other than that, coming to technical part, go through Google, search for the last year questions. You will find so many experience on Quora and all different platforms. You can find experience on Shiksha and so many websites that provide you experience of students. So collect more and more questions from there and just try to be more confident in the interview. From my personal experience, I've seen that in the interview, what the interviewer is looking is that whether you are more confident or not while speaking. So this is one thing, and you should focus upon that and don't think much about that. I have not answered 1 or 2 questions, so whether it will affect my chances or not. They know that you are good at technical because you have cleared GATE examination, have done good in that. Okay, so what they are judging there is that whether you will be able to indulge with the students that are coming into the campus. Are you at their level? Will you be able to get a good job and make the IIT proud that okay, you have got a decent package, and kind of improve their performance in the industry. So that is what they're looking for. So just prepare normally and prepare your technical subjects. Don't look anything different. That I would suggest.
Right. Thank you, Dipanshu, for that suggestion. Shailesh, coming to you, since you mentioned about psychology, a new subject that was introduced. So if we talk about research opportunities, for after GATE, so what kind of research opportunities students might get, and is there a kind of cutoffs which is required for getting into a PhD program or something like that?
Right. I would say research opportunities are some of the opportunities that are most sought after when people qualify GATE. One of the most premium institute people go for are DRDO, DIPR DRDO, that is Defense Institute of Psychological Research. It is most sought after, and people like to apply over there. I think the cutoffs are not very clear because they have not been it has not been long since GATE psychology has been introduced. However, other colleges that I would say are very high on receiving candidates would be IIT like Bombay and IIT Kanpur. So I think these are some of the institutes. Rest, I believe people go for private jobs. For instance, there are private companies. I'm not sure if I can name those companies, but there are some private companies also taking GATE scores, which are research oriented. So if you wish to know about them, feel free to connect with me, and I'd be happy to share those posts.
Right. Shailesh, we also, while we were discussing before the webinar, we got to know about a guide that you have compiled for the students to help them out. So we just want to know a bit about that particular guide that you have compiled.
Right. So because last year, as I said, it was the first time, and people, I think not many people appeared because they did not know the utility of GATE score. They thought it's just any other net. So why apply for it? And then after discussing with several people and several people from engineering background, I realized how important it is, how a meaningful a GATE score is in profile building. And I believe, and it has been coming true to my notice that yes, GATE score can be a very value add in your CV. And to encourage people, because I was repeating the same thing over and over again to many people, I thought of making this guide along with my friend Smriti said. And we compiled this guide. It's a simple 25-page guide giving you appropriate resources. It includes list of books you should refer to, and what is the strategy that you should follow, what are some communities that you could join, how you should prepare for psychology, how you should prepare your mind, what is the exam structure, and every other thing that I feel that you should know or anyone should know before appearing for psychology GATE exam. I'd be happy to post a link in the chat box shortly so that people who are interested in it can join. If I may take a question, ma'am, there's a question, do you get admissions in MSc Psychology after GATE? So as of right now, no IITs are offering MSc Psychology, but they are offering IIT Delhi is offering MSc Cognitive Sciences. It has been reported that they will be taking GATE scores this year or in the coming year for sure. I believe Allahabad University is also taking GATE scores, CogJet score, and GATE score to recruit students for their MSc program. This was Shruti Kelkar's question.
Right. I think Shruti, I think your query has got solved. All right. Let me just take some more questions that I could see here. Okay. So, Shailesh, there's another question related to psychology. So I'll just throw this question to you. My rank is 44 in GATE psychology. What are my chances of PhD in IIT? If you would like to help him out.
I think, again, there has not been a long time since GATE psychology has been introduced. So I would not be able to comment on specifics. Your best bet will be to reach out to the authorities and check with them. I would say GATE schools, GATE PhD psychology seats are very, very limited. And let's see, but I would like to share one thing which recently happened, and we were having a chat in our classroom, and it was brought to our notice that one of our some senior friend had appeared for PhD psychology in one of the IITs, and they were not in every IIT actually. They had applied in all the IITs, and they were rejected from all. Unfortunately, when they sought a reason for why they were rejected, they were like flawless in everything in the interview, etc. Everyone denied giving a reason, but one of the professors after the interview called, and they said that you do not have, gate psychology. You did not appear, you were not qualified for the exam, and it is sort of a mandatory or sort of a very important thing. So you should, consider appearing in it. I think this alone gives importance on why you should, just focus on qualifying as of right now. And I believe the best people to comment on the specifics would be the authorities, university authorities.
Absolutely. All right. I would request all of you, please post your queries on our Q&A section, and we'll definitely try to take as many queries we can, since we have two students on the panel here who have the experience for GATE. So we'll definitely try the maximum questions we could take and help solve your queries. All right. I'd like to take another question out here from Ayush. So the question comes, my score is 471 in EC branch. Will I get any of the good colleges? So I think Dipanshu, you could help him out on this.
Yes, Akash, I would suggest you that as your score is 471 and I'm considering your category is general. So in that case, I would suggest you that apply to new IITs. There's a good chance that you might get a call from new IITs, and apply to all NITs. Okay, so there are chances that you might get a call from NITs and new IITs. So these are your best chances. And other than that, you can also look for PhD in IITs. Different IITs also offer PhD, and the cutoff for those PhD programs are very less according as compared to the branches that I mentioned earlier, like VLSI, communication, all those in the old IITs. So I would suggest you to go for these three things. And other than that, I would also like to mention one thing is that if you are interested in research, as you asked earlier as well, that if there is any opportunity in the research field. So I would like to mention one field. I was going through it, and there is one fellowship program in IIMs. So we most of us know IIMs for their MBA programs, but very less of us know that they also offer some fellow programs which take admission through GATE. Okay, and the cutoff there is also very less as compared to the IITs. And there it's a 4 or 5 year program according to your choice. And after that, there you don't have to pay any fees as much as I can find out in their browsers. And you will also get up a monthly stipend of around 30,000. Okay, and it's a more of a techno managerial program where you will get to a chance to research in a managerial field. So if you are interested in that, so you can look for that program as well, and your GATE score might get you a call from big IIMs like IIM Ahmedabad, maybe Bangalore and Kozhikode. These IIMs are top IIMs, and you might get a call from those IIMs. And other than that, I would like you to look at these colleges, because in the current trend, if you look at the industry needs a techno managerial program. If a student have a techno managerial, then it's like a very good thing for him, because the growth is also good. So I would suggest you to look for those colleges as well.
Right. And Dipanshu, just quickly add another question that comes from Manal. Which stream is the best stream for MTech after BTech in triple E pass out? Is microelectronics and VLSI a good stream to join for MTech? Which college would you suggest for that?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier as well, that VLSI, microelectronics, communication, these three are some very hot branches that are very popular in all IITs. And for those, some popular IITs are IIT Bombay, IIT Kharagpur, and IIT Roorkee. I have also listened that it's also good, and IIT Delhi. These 4 IITs are very popular for all these branches, and I would suggest you to apply in all these. And the other thing is that most of the things depend on how you perform in the 2 years of that MTech. I would like to just share my experience. Like, I am from KNIT Sultanpur. It's a tier 3 college. And if you see on internet, you will find that the average package is like 5 to 6 lakh. But I can give you like 10, 15 examples that one of my colleagues, my friends have got a package from Amazon, Google, 40, 45 lakhs package as well. Okay. So it's more about how you work in those 2 years of MTech and where your interest lies. Don't just go for VLSI because you see the package is handsome there. You will find students from communication in different branches getting a good package. So look for where your interest lies, which subject you find more interesting, and then choose according to that.
Right. Thank you, Dipanshu, for that answer. Okay. So I have another very interesting question that I'm sure, most of the students might have. And Shailesh, I would want you to answer this, please. Do all GATE qualified students get a stipend? That's like a common question that comes from students. Yes, Shailesh.
That's an interesting question. I believe it depends upon the institution. I believe most IITs offer, when they are recruiting GATE qualified students, they would be offering a stipend, and as well as in PhD, in central universities particularly. Yes.
Right. And just adding a part to the same question, I see this question coming from Jay. After GATE exam qualified, does interview happen? So I just wanted to know what kind of interview happens after you have qualified for GATE. Is it like a college interview, a job interview? What exactly happens?
Right. So every exam in PhD psychology, when you're appearing, there are several aspects, and one of them is interview. So there is an interview in which the entire dean and several like some people are over there, and they ask you maybe subject specific questions, behavioral questions, or interest questions about yourself, and the interview, as far as I've been told, it's pretty free floating, and that is why preparing for it may be tough. But yes, there is an interview, and you can prepare for it.
Right. So, if we talk about, after qualifying for GATE, what exactly are the opportunities lying ahead? Or I would say the scope. That's a question that every student has that, okay, I qualify for this exam. What next? I mean, after I get through my college, or should I opt for a job? Or, if I opt for a job, what kind of opportunities lies ahead? That I have applied for GATE and I've qualified. What kind of prospects I see for my future? So, Shailesh, what exactly, if we define it in a shorter way, what exactly are the scopes and opportunities, like future prospects ahead?
Okay. So the last GATE exam recruiting post I had seen was for a research officer in Bangalore. It was from a private company, and one of the eligibility criteria was GATE, and along with net score or net score. So I think opportunities like this may be offered. It's more of an eligibility criteria or a preferred criteria at some places. No one's go as of right now. I have not seen anyone offering a job just because of you have qualified a GATE exam. Because again, it's a very nascent thing, and not many people even know about it. Even job recruiters do not know about maybe existence of a GATE exam for psychology. So I'm sure this is going to change, and there have been posts also for for the position of psychologist. There is a preferred, GATE qualified or net qualified exam. I'm sorry, the statement.
Right. So, Dipanshu, just wanted to extend the same question. What, according to you, like for other streams, what exactly are the future prospects lying ahead? Like Shailesh already mentioned, like what all is there. So, what, according to you, are the future prospects that you would see?
Yes, coming to the future prospects, I would like to first of all mention that I would classify it into two parts. One is that you want to get a job, and another one is that you want to go for higher studies. When it comes to getting a job, you have options of PSU that I know, PSU, DRDO, BARC, and ISRO. These are some organizations that offer you job, and they also take interviews after your GATE examination. So that is one thing, and you will get a straight away job after your GATE and after clearing the interview with the PSO. So you will get up a job direct. And another thing is that you want to go for your higher studies and you want to get a job in a private company, maybe, or you want to do an MS from foreign. So in that case, one thing is that you can go for MTech from IITs and NITs and some other colleges like BFDTU, BIT, BITS. And there are so many colleges which are also good private colleges, which are also at par with IITs. So these are some colleges where you can look for MTech, PhD, and some research program. And also, as I mentioned earlier, that fellow program from IIMs. And I would like to also add one program here. I don't know how many students know about it, but there's this college, Niti Mumbai. It offers a very good program of PGD IE and PGD SM. It's a techno managerial program, and it's a 2-year program, and it's more of a MBA plus engineer MTech program. There, the subjects are more of an MBA, and the packages are also good after the 2 years of that program. So that's all the program that you will get in India. When it's come to that you want to do an MS or something like that from outside India, then I would like to point out 3 universities that we have. The first one is National University of Singapore. I pointed out that, and I would like to mention one point here is that those of you who have not got a very good rank, like under 1,000, under 2,000, should look for these universities. And if there is not any financial problem, because these universities require you to be in the 90, you have to have 90 percentile in the gate examination. That means you have to be in the top 10 percentile. And if I take that 1 lakh people are giving the gate examination, then you have to get a rank of around 10,000 to eligible for this institute. And if you have a rank around that and you are believing that you might not get a call from a top IIT, so you can look for these universities. These are some top universities in the world, and also the package here is good. The future prospects here are very good. And coming to the financial problem, you can easily get loan from any bank for these universities, and it's more upon your choice. So there are 3 universities that I would like to mention in foreign. One is NUS that I mentioned, and another one is NTU. I mentioned, I wrote all these universities. Nanyang Technological University, and another one is Technical University of Munich in Germany. So these 3 are one of the top universities in the world that take GATE examination, and 2 of these universities also want you to have an TOEFL or an IELTS score, and that score is also not very high. They want an average score that a normal student can get easily, and their admission start around August time. So that is one thing, that your semester will start from January. So you might have to wait for 8 or 9 months. But I would suggest you to look for these programs if you are feeling that you might not get a call from IITs or NITs. These are very good universities, and you should consider them at least once.
Devanshu, I'll take another question here from Rotel, because he has been asking this question. Let's see if we could help him out with this. So he says geomatics engineering paper rank is 244 and 466 is the score. 7.78 is the CGPA, general category. So he wants to know, can I get data science in IITs? So if you could help him.
Okay. So I would like to mention here is that, as much as I know, data science is one of the branches that is very much, students apply for that branches, and the competition is pretty high in that branch. And coming to your score, that is around 460, as you mentioned in the comment box. So you might not get a call from a top IITs or old IITs, but you might get a call from NITs and some new IITs. So apply there. And I don't know, maybe chances are 50-50, but you should go till the end, because I have seen students last year who went till the end of the whole counseling procedure, and they have got admission in IIT Bombay as well. Their score was something around 660, 670, but they have got a call from there. So it's more about how much you can wait. So I would suggest you to go till end in the counseling and apply for as much as options you can get. Because if you're really interested in this field, then I don't think that getting into a new IIT or an old IIT will matter much. Because as I mentioned earlier as well, it's more about how much you are ready to put in the effort in those 2 years. So if you're interested in that field, then apply to as many as options you can get and try to get a good one.
Right. Thank you, Dipanshu, for that answer. Okay, I see another question related to psychology. Shailesh, I think we just took one similar question from Shruti, and she just wanted to add a part to that. Is it recommended to appear for GATE after UG in psychology? So, Shailesh, if you would like to help him out on that.
I would say absolutely. The sooner you start preparing for the exam, the better your rank will be, I suppose. And psychology, UG students can start appearing or taking GATE exam in their 3rd year. So by the time you are graduating, you will be GATE qualified, and I think that's a great thing. Moreover, along with appearing for masters, you can, as I said, you can appear for MSc Cognitive Sciences in IIT Delhi, which is a very, very, very nice course. I would say I would highly recommend you to apply in your final year of undergraduation.
Right. I think that answers for Shruti. Okay, so I think another common question, like, can we get admission in central universities from GATE? So, Shailesh, is there a provision like that?
As of right now, I'm not sure of any specific university. However, I certainly believe that after introduction of GATE exam in psychology, there's going to be certain provision for recruiting candidates from GATE. As of right now, it's only from NET scores and UGC NET JRF scores. So I'm sure it is sooner or later, it is going to be a case when students are being recruited in certain universities.
And just extending another question to that, Sumbul wants to know, is there any validity period for GATE?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, it's available. It's valid for 3 years, right? And I believe there was one question which I'm also curious. Does the GATE score, for example, would it hold the same validity in 2022 and 2023 and 2024? Because the ranks change everywhere, the exam pattern change everywhere, or I would say difficulty change everywhere. Dipanshu, what would be your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say that it's more like a chance that you are taking, because if your gate score is high this year, because as I mentioned earlier as well, that this year what I've seen is that the gate rank versus score has gone down. The score has gone down as compared to your rank. I would like to mention is that like last year my rank was 139 and my gate score was 808. But this year what I've seen is in EC at the rank of 139, the gate score is around 770. Okay, and when both of us apply to colleges, definitely the colleges give the cutoff according to the gate score. So in that case, I will have an upper hand there. So that is also one point. So it's basically more up to the chance that you are taking, that the gate score is valid for 3 years. Just you are taking a chance that maybe the gate score versus rank will move up or down next year. So what will be your chances? So yes, that affects. And the gate score is basically the main thing that IITs and all the colleges consider for admission.
I think the
Uh,
candidates, yeah.
Yeah, so just curious to know. I mean, I have seen students, who have given exam, like they have appeared for 2022 and they again want to sit for 23. So I just want to know. I mean, how many times can you sit for GATE? Like if you're sitting for like one after the other consecutive years, and I mean, how difference does that make? Every time if you're sitting for with this hope that you'll be improving the rank and score, how does that really help? Shailesh, if you could elaborate a bit on that.
Currently, there is no limitation on number of GATE attempts you can take. One can enroll and appear for exam as many times as they want. Whether to just hold a certain position or rank or get a better rank. And I would say I would sit for GATE exam until unless I'm interested in taking the test.
So you suggest that it's advisable, it's okay to take one after the other and get an improved score and rank.
Absolutely, I would say I don't see any problems with that. I would do that. Dipanshu, what would you say?
Yeah, I would like to add one very interesting point in that. I was in this situation after my 12th when I was not able to do good in the J examination, whether to take a drop or not. So I would suggest that until and unless you don't know where you went wrong in your preparation, don't go for a drop. Because the main thing is that you're going to do the same thing again this year for the preparation for the GATE examination, and that the result is not going to change much. I have seen students for those results have gone down as well, because after some point they feel like it's all the course we have studied last year, there is nothing new, we will take it after November, December, we will revise and do good. So these things doesn't work. It's more like a fantasy and a movie thing that okay, I will get do good in the exam. So it's more that if you know where you went wrong, you are ready to put in more extra effort, and you are ready to that okay, I will focus on these points and then I will able to get a good rank. Because any examination, whether it is GATE or any other competitive examination, there is a whole procedure. You need to put in the hard work. If you're competing with 1 lakh students, you have to put in the hard work, you have to be consistent. So until and unless you are ready to put in that effort and you don't know where you went wrong last year, I don't feel that there is any need or you should apply for GATE examination again and waste 1 year. Because I believe 1 year is a very important part of your life. And when you go higher, when you apply for different jobs in different companies, they really ask for this gap, why you take this gap and what was the reasoning behind that. So if you do good in the GATE examination, then that is well and good. But if you're not able to do good, then that that's a negative point in your profile. So I would suggest that until and unless you get a feeling that okay, I know where I went wrong, don't go for the GATE examination. That would be my answer.
Right. I think that quite interestingly sums up this thing, that whether you should sit for GATE for consecutive years or not. All right. Let's just take some questions coming here for geoinformatics. I think there are a lot of queries regarding this also. And I see a question coming on YouTube by Suchit Reddy. I think Dipanshu, you could help him out with this. He wants to know, after completing BTech, can we write GATE exam?
Yes, definitely you can write GATE examination after completing your BTech. And I would like to take up one question from that. Rishabh Nair asked it in the chat box that when we should give the GATE examination, then I would suggest you that all those who are doing their engineering. So last year, IIT Bombay, which was the organizing institute, changed that you can give the GATE examination during your third year as well. So I would suggest all the students that try to get a good rank in your third year itself, because it's a very uncertain examination. As I mentioned earlier as well, you don't know what went wrong in the day of the examination. Maybe you fell sick or some emergency happened. So all these mindset changes. Okay, so what you should do is you should try to do good in the third year, and in the final you will also have the option of looking different opportunities, and you can also prepare for the campus placement as well, so you will have a backup option as well. So I would suggest that try to get a good rank in third year, and if not, then apply for the fourth year. And there is no limitation to give the GATE examination. I would like to mention one example. I was talking to one of my senior from my college. He's presently in IIT Bombay doing his MTech. He mentioned me that there is one student who completed his BTech in the year 2000 from IIT Bombay itself. And this year he has taken admission into IIT Bombay for an MTech program. Okay, so after a 20-year of gap, he is coming. So there is no limitation to that. You can give the GATE examination whenever you feel good and whenever you want to put in that effort.
Right. I think there's no age for learning and getting experience on that note.
Exactly.
All right. So let's just come back to some of the new topics I could see here, like GA informatics. They want to know information regarding that. I could see also Gate Biotech. A lot of them, like I could see in chat also, Gate Biotech and its admission process. Geoinformatics is something that I've seen in the Q&A section. A lot of them have queries regarding geoinformatics. So, Dipanshu, if you could help them out with bit geoinformatics, how good or bad it is in IITs or NITs.
Yeah, I would like to mention that I don't know exactly about what future prospect geoinformatics will offer you, but I can tell you one thing, that biomechanics, geoinformatics, all these branches, what I see is that all these branches are somewhere related to technology, and the future prospects are good if you are going to learn in such a way that you are linking artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT with all these branches. So I would suggest you to look for a branch that is related to your course, and also want to make you learn the AI, ML, and IoT part of blockchain, all these technologies along with your branch. Then I think that these branches, because it's a very specific branches, and these are more industry centric. Like if you have an industry for this particular geo informatics, like I would like to mention here, is that it sound more to me like that weather department or maybe different these departments. Okay, so in that case, if you know about technology, and then the future prospect is very good. So look for these kind of branches where hot the hot technologies that are going on in the market right now, these are also linked up with your branch. Then I think you will have a very good future prospect as
well. Right. I think I truly agree to that. And okay, I see another question here. This question comes: any hindrance in jobs if you opt for Singapore and Germany instead of IIT? So, Shailesh, what's your take on that? And someone who wants to opt for a foreign university probably instead of opting for IIT. So, is there a obstruction in jobs or something that you feel, Shailesh, that might come or something like that?
Unless the obstruction has something to do with maybe, I'm not sure, specifically related to foreign university, I don't see any point on why it might be problematic on why you have done it from a foreign university. In fact, it is only going to add value, I suppose, in you getting jobs over here. And yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll just take some more questions that I could see here, because there are a lot of them putting up the score and they really want to know, how can they get in there. Okay, so I'll take another question here coming for: is 425 score good for getting admission in NIT's EC field? So, Dipanshu, if you could help on that.
Can you please repeat the score?
Sure, it's 425.
Okay, it's 425. I think I answered a similar question earlier as well. The score was around 460 and 470 in that case. So yeah, my answer would be same in that case. It's very tough that you might get a chance from old IITs, but you might get a call from NITs. So there's a good chance in NITs. So apply to all the NITs and go till the end of the counseling procedure, and also look for these foreign universities if you are interested in those things. And also the last question that you asked, that is there any hindrance in getting a job? I think the point that the person that put the question he was asking is that whether you will get a job in India or something like that. Because the one problem that I see is that if you go to do an MS from these foreign universities, the chances that you will get a job outside India are pretty high. It's like 95% you will get a job outside India only. Okay. So because all these tech giants are working outside India, and it's very high chances that you will get a job there. So these are also some factors that in the long run, whether you want to settle outside India or you want to settle in India. So this is one hindrance, and you should consider this point, because I consider this point, and that is why I'm not opting for those universities. So I mentioned those universities, so that is why I'm telling you one extra point, that please consider this thing as well, that in the long run where you want to settle and where you see yourself.
Right. Okay. So I'll just take another question, Dipanshu. This comes from Vedic Hajela. I'm in my first year from State Government College, Bhopal, and I want to prepare for GATE CS. So, what should be the strategy for me for this? Comes from Vedic.
Yeah,
Yes, Dipanshu.
yes, Vedic, as are you in the first year? So as I mentioned earlier as well, that I would suggest you to please go for a GATE examination in the third year itself, because as you're from CSC background, okay, so you will have your campus placement in the final year as well. So if you feel like after giving the GATE examination in third year that maybe this field is not for me and I want to go for placement, I want to have a backup option, so that will be good for you. Just try to clear the GATE examination in the third year. So what's the strategy for that? I would suggest you to start your preparation in the second year, that maybe in the fourth semester of the second year, that's when I started my preparation. And the only key to do good in the examination is that you have a plan, you have a long term plan. Like the GATE examination, the syllabus here is very vast. You have a 10, 12 subjects, you have to prepare all these, you have to revise, you have to remain in touch with all these, then you have to give test series. So try to have a limitation, try to have a target that okay, I'm planning, if I'm starting from February or maybe March, my preparation I'm starting from February, March, so I'm planning for the next year GATE examination, that will be in February. So try to finish up your syllabus till October, or you can go to November mid, try to finish up till there, then go for the revision and then start giving up mocks. And I think in mocks also some mistakes that people do is that they go for full length mocks. They directly go for full length mocks. They want to give more and more full length mocks. I think it's not very important and it's not very suggestible. I would suggest you to give more and more subject wise tests, topic wise tests, because there you will get more variety. You will get more exposure to different problems. You will see new kind of problems. And then come to the full length mocks in January or maybe December. And I started giving on 11th January and I gave like 10 mocks. And I believe 10 to 13 full length mocks are more than enough for GATE examination. So prepare for long term, have a target, remain consistent, remain away from the negative thoughts, try to be as much as positive throughout your preparation. There's so many things that happen. You are when you're from a state college, like I'm from a state colleges, okay, so people don't get agree very often that okay, you will do good in the GATE examination, you're from a normal college, you didn't do good in the J examination. This thing happened with me. People start putting up negative thoughts, so don't let those thoughts come to your mind. Okay, try to remain positive, keep yourself motivating, try to spend more and more time with your family, because the family is the only one which will think for your benefit. I will tell you straight away. And have some loyal friends, 4 5 loyal friends, and don't think of negative things and remain consistent. And if you want more planning and more strategy, then I would suggest you can find me on YouTube, Dipanshu YouTube channel. You can find me there, and I've been helping students for the last 1 year, and this year also I've started giving them the strategy. I will suggest to test series. I will keep posting videos on regular basis how you can strategize and how you can plan. So this is one way.
Right. Thank you, Dipanshu, for that. And coming to Shailesh, let's just if summarize the entire session and try to conclude the session. Like since the results are out and everyone is preparing to get into, because we have seen questions like, no, my score is this, my rank is this, I want to get into this. So, Shailesh, just winding up the session, what would be your entire advice to all those students who are seeking for colleges and further studies after GATE?
I think it has been a great session with Dipanshu, and I also learned a lot of things about engineering and how GATE scores are important over there. I would say, to summarize the entire discussion, GATE score is certainly very, very important for your, getting jobs, profile building, getting government jobs and PSUs, for PhD admissions, for institutional fellowship, and many other opportunities. And systemic preparation, taking mock tests, can certainly help you improve your score by a great extent. So always look for, try to, if you would like, try to enroll in courses, and I'm sure you will get great scores.
Right. I truly agree to that. And before we wind up, I'd just like to share a link with everyone in the group. A lot of you have a lot of queries that might have remained unanswered, but please use this link, submit your questions, and we will definitely try and get our experts and panelists help you with those queries and your questions. So please do not worry. This link is of very important. Please log on to our website and just drop in your queries. Also, I could see a lot of you have missed a few questions in the beginning or towards the end. So please do not worry. You need to subscribe our YouTube channel, and you'll find the entire video there uploaded, and you could watch the entire video. And if you have missed any of the questions, you'll find it there. So it's there on our channel. Also, I think all of you could see a feedback poll on your screens right now. So I would request all of you to kindly fill up the feedback poll for getting more suggestions and feedbacks from you will help us improvise for our next webinars as well. And yes, thank you to both our panelists, Dipanshu and Shailesh, for joining us for this session and sharing your valuable experience, your insights, and all those inputs that you have tried to help out to the students. That really, I'm sure, helps them out and make them and get them a clear focus and goal. So thank you so much, both of you. And thank you to all the students for joining us here.